You see proud families, friends and neighbors, sharing gifts and helping hands. We're people helping people, and we're proud that we can say we're always getting better and growing stronger every day. Taking pride in Mobile, haven't you noticed? We've got it all right here at home. Nothing can stop us. Taking pride in where we're going. Taking pride in who we are. Mobile, show your pride. Together we'll go far. There's a feeling of excitement. You can see it everywhere. The pride of our whole region is the heartbeat that we share. The heartbeat that we share. Taking pride in Mobile. Haven't you noticed? We've got it all right here at home. Nothing can stop us. Taking pride in where we're going. Taking pride in who we are. Mobile, show your pride. Together we'll go far.
Traffic Center.
Crews are still on the scene of a brush fire. This is at Milepost 23 on I-10 eastbound, and it's causing a backup west on I-10 due to smoke in the area between Garcon Point Road and Avalon Boulevard. Also, watch for an accident in Milton with road blockage at Highway 87 and Fortune Road, and slow on Highway 98 from Daphne to I-10, a 9-minute drive.
This report is sponsored by Red Pilled America.
This week on Red Pilled America, we tell the story of the famed Dilbert comic strip artist, author, podcaster, and everyone's internet dad, Scott Adams. Listen to Red Pilled America on the iHeartRadio app. That's Red Pilled America, a storytelling show.
If you see traffic trouble, call the Acadian Windows traffic tip line at pound 250, keyword total traffic when prompted. Acadian Windows, your hurricane protection specialists.
Now, your chance to win $1,000. Enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Deposit. That's deposit. Enter it now at newsradio710.com. The Uncle Henry Show. Weekday afternoons from 5 till 7.
Uncle Henry, why don't you open a hotline for Uncle Henry listeners who are chemically imbalanced?
Press 4. Message deleted. Press...
This is the Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Thank you so much for listening to the Uncle Henry Show. I appreciate it so much. I really do. Thank you, the listener, for helping me stay employed. I really, it's just wonderful having a place to come. Yeah, a place where I can come and enjoy air conditioning and coffee or heating when heating is needed. It is just wonderful. Once again, here we are together, me and you, trying to figure out what is going on in the world around us. What is going on? We'll get to what's going on. There was a Mobile City Council meeting today. We'll get into that. It was not as long as last week's meeting, so thank the Lord above for that. But we can get into that or anything else you want to get into here on the Uncle Henry Show. 251-479-2723. I say anything you want to get into as long as it ain't pornographic. 251-479-2723, the telephone number. Now, before I get to the Mobile City Council meeting and share with you some of the exciting things that happened at today's meeting, I do have a living caller, so let me go. And I don't know if this is a caller or a telephone solicitor or a wrong number. I don't know what it is. Let's find out. Hello, caller.
Hey, Henry, what's going on, buddy?
Not much. Is this Steve?
Yes, sir. This is Steve.
Steve, what is going on with you?
Well, I'm calling to let you know that tomorrow would be a good day for me to come in and do the show with you, if that's convenient for you.
Now, remind me, tomorrow is Wednesday?
Tomorrow is Wednesday. Is it? I mean, I know it's kind of short notice, but I had gotten, kind of a day off for other reasons from my job, and it would be a good day for me to come in. But if it's not a good day for you, we can always do it another time.
Well, I really love producing the Uncle Henry Show live on the air. I just want the listener to have the ultimate transparency, which you are helping provide. So, Steve, I would love it. I would love it for you to come in tomorrow and talk knives with me and the listeners.
No, we can talk knives and all different other kinds of subjects and everything. Like you said, as long as it's not, anything to do with reproduction or scatological or anything like that.
Yes. We'll talk about national politics. We'll talk about God and church. We'll talk a lot about knives. We'll do all of that. Let's do all of that tomorrow.
Gonna bring my harmonica?
Yeah, please. All right, this is getting better. This is getting even better. Knives and harmonicas on the Uncle Henry Show tomorrow.
Yes, sir.
Steve, you're making my day.
And where are you located? I don't even know where I would have to drive to come to you.
I'm located at 555 Broadcast Drive on the 3rd floor. We're near the prestigious Shops at Bel Air area of Mobile. We're in the WKRG TV5 building. Near the mall.
Yeah, that near the mall. Okay,
yes.
Yeah, I know where that is. I figured that's what it was because I remember you saying that at one point in time about 555 Broadcast Drive was where you was at. I wasn't sure whether that was where it was still at. But,
I've got a beautiful view. I can look out the window and I can see the Target over there at the mall. It's just gorgeous. Yeah, it is. It's just, you can see Mobile's economy humming along through the window. So I'm excited about that. Harmonica, knives. We've got all kind of stuff to get into.
Oh yeah, and I'll be there by I guess early, about 4:30 or something, and give us plenty of time to set everything up.
All right. Well, Steve, thank you for calling in and accepting my invitation and doing this live on the air so that the listener has complete transparency. I am so excited. Thank you, Steve.
Well, I appreciate the invite, man. I've never done this before, and I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm not usually one with nervousness or stage fright, so I'm kind of, I'm looking forward to it. A little apprehensive, but definitely not, worried about it. I've made a complete fool out of myself on stages around town for many, many years, and so doing it on the radio for the whole entire city, hopefully, will be a good thing. But
it will be. Look, I make a fool out of myself pretty much every day on this show, so you're going to have a great time.
So, man, hopefully they'll hire me and I can do that too.
All right, well, good. I could use some help up here.
Hey, man, anytime, brother. And we'll see you tomorrow before the show, and we'll do it, man.
All right, Steve. Looking forward to it.
Okay, brother. We'll talk to you then.
Thank you so much. What a wonderful way to start this show. What a wonderful way to start the Uncle Henry Show. Because I want to admit to you, for full transparency, listener, Tuesdays are not always an easy show for me to do because just watching these city council meetings, it can just be disgusting. And no offense to all the wonderful people working at the city of Mobile, trying their very best. But it can still be so disgusting seeing these politicians running their mouths on city council day and wasting our money on this, that, and the other. So, but this, now I know that tomorrow, after the stank of talking about Mobile City Council meeting, tomorrow I'll have somebody in here that can talk about knives. A man that is not only got a great knife collection, a knife channel on YouTube where he discusses knives. He also, you heard him say, plays the harmonica. Now, I love the idea of bringing a harmonica player in on the Uncle Henry Show. A harmonica can be a divisive instrument. I don't know if you've noticed this, because when it's good, it's really, really good. It's really good. It can enhance a song dramatically when it's real good. But when harmonica is not good. So we have that to look forward to. We have all of that to look forward to. We don't know. Is the harmonica going to be good or not? We're going to find out together tomorrow on the show. And I hate to admit that, in full and total transparency, I don't know why I feel closer to you today than normal. I'm going to go ahead and reveal something to you. There was somebody about, how many years ago was this? This is maybe about 35 years ago. It's been a long time. There was somebody that I was irritated with. And the way that I got back at him, I wanted to get back at him. This was a time when I didn't have a good relationship with the Lord. And the way that I got back with him is I gifted their children at Christmas time. I gifted their children with harmonicas. Yes, I did, because I knew that the children would be playing the harmonicas for days on end. Yes, I'm not proud of that. I hope I make up for it tomorrow.
710 Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
If you're traveling in Milton, watch for an accident with road blockage, Highway 87 at Fortune Road. And watch for congestion developing south on Highway 59. From I-10 to Gulf Shores, it's a 49-minute drive. We have slight delay on the Foley Beach Express. From Highway 59 to Canal Road, it's an 18-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by
YouTube viewers, if there's anybody left, hello to you. In fact, let me check. All right, I've gotten an email from YouTube telling me that I'm on YouTube. All right, so I must be on there. Let me check and see who might be looking, if I have anybody looking. Hello to you. Thank you for looking in on the program. Art, hello to Art. Kay Pedge. Pat Nelly. Excalibur Iron Force. Richard Harvey. Spencer Smith. Spencer Smith. The very aggressive, muscular drummer for Skyline Soul. Sharon of Fairhope, hello. 68-year-old Chris of West Loxley, hello to you. Bama Big Man. Norman Richardson. Thank you to all that are looking in. The Star Master. Congratulations on your screen names. Star Master. All right, let's see. Going to be back on the radio here in about 3 minutes with more garbage. Now, U.S. Coast Guard wife having a hard time listening to me on the radio. Why? Why is that, I wonder? You know, I've complained to management before. I've said, you know, the signal on our station, there's something wrong. This was some time ago. And their response was, well, you know, you're on the app. Just tell them to listen to the app. Static. Okay, well, I will tell the engineers because they still like me, or at least pretend to. And I've mentioned this to you before. I've reached a point in my life where I don't care if you really like me or not. If you would just pretend to my face, if you could just pretend you like me when you're around me, I don't care if you talk about me behind my back. I really don't. It's to my face. That's all I really care about. All right, let's see. Coast Guard lady, I will tell the engineers that you're hearing static and find out what they say after they stop laughing. All right, back on the radio here in about a minute and a half. Let me see, what else can I tell you? Oh, there's a weird news story I wanted to share with you. I don't know, maybe I need to keep that one for on the air. I saw something that I'm having trouble believing. It feels like fake news to me. A survey was done of single people in the United States, and according to this survey, which I'm already skeptical of, allegedly Halloween is the loneliest day of the year for single people, according to this survey. Allegedly, they feel more lonely on Halloween than they do on Valentine's Day or Christmas or New Year's Eve. Now, does that sound remotely correct? That single people would feel more alone on Halloween than at those other holidays? This is just a ridiculous. Imagine doing that survey, calling people and asking them if they're single, and then when do they feel the most lonely? What a bizarre. It just doesn't sound right to me.
Ready to help you every step of the way. Blindster.com.
This is the Uncle Henry Show on News Radio 710 WNTM.
This is the Uncle Henry Show. It's 5:20. News headlines coming up in 10 minutes. Telephone number, if you'd like to call the show, 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Email address, unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. There was a Mobile City Council meeting today. You can watch it on YouTube. And Lagniappe, the local newspaper, LagniacMobile.com, does a great job of covering the Mobile City Council meeting. One thing I knew you'd want to hear, and so I'll start with that from today's Mobile City Council meeting, is Mobile City Councilwoman, Mobile City Council Vice President Gina Gregory gave an update on the important dredging of the lake at Langen Park. We've been told now for a couple of years that the quality of life in West Mobile especially, the quality of life has not been as great as it could be because the lake is too shallow. It's just too shallow for your quality of life. Your quality of life is ruined by a shallow lake at Langen Park. And so the city, working and spending money here and there trying to get this lake dredged. And now there's an update. And I know you've been waiting for this, hoping and wishing and praying that your quality of life would go up by the deepening of the lake. Here is Gina Gregory describing where they are now in this all-important quality of life issue for all of Mobile.
I just want to talk a little bit about the dredging at Langen Park. If you've been by there to take a look lately, you can see that things are moving right along. The crew is working.
Oh, by the way, I drove out there last night. A loved one was in a tennis tournament, playing some tennis last night, and I did not stop to look at the dredging progress because I guess I'm not in touch with my own quality of life, and I apologize for that. All right, back to her explanation.
In the upper lake, it's that part of the creek that leads over to Ziegler, and they're telling me that the number one thing they have found so far are tennis balls, tons of tennis balls. As you might know, of course, the tennis center is right over there close by. They've also removed a significant amount of vegetation. They're cleaning the islands, and water is now free-flowing from the upper lake. And then somebody had even mentioned online that it looks, again, like the murals at the Sanger Theater. So that's really good.
See, don't you feel your quality of life improving just as she speaks these words?
We're excited to see this happening. It's going to be going on for some time. And just remember that traffic is rerouted over there. So just remember that when you start turning in to go to the park, it is still open, but they have rerouted traffic to make sure that people are not getting up too close to where the work is being done and putting themselves in danger. And also, everyone, please remember that, there is water there, and you're in South Alabama, and where there is water, there are animals and things in the water, like alligators. So
alligators!
Just, be aware that where there is water, there are going to be alligators, most likely somewhere. So just don't put yourself at risk. We do have signage at the lake. Some may have been taken down during some of the work out there, but we're making sure to get those signs back up just to make sure that everybody remembers those. Thank you.
All right. So there is your update on your quality of life going up with the dredging of the lake at Langen Park. Now, she mentioned alligators. Now, what do you think will draw more people? What do you think would draw more people to enjoy Langen Park? Would it be a dredging of the lake so that you can get out and paddle on the lake? Or if it were filled with alligators and people could come look at it? I don't know the answer to that. I just know that there are some tourist attractions that are all about looking at alligators. So I don't know, maybe a future city council will try to turn that into some type of Gatorville out there or something. All right, let's see. Also, at the Mobile City Council meeting, the Mobile City Council has delayed a vote on whether or not to stop a business license for a nightclub on St. Stephen's Road. Now, this was talked about at the last City Council meeting. The name of the bar, the nightclub, is Fat Tuesday Sports Bar, and it's spelled P-H-A-T. Now, I don't know a lot about that, but I think that if it's spelled P-H, that's better than if it's spelled with an F. I don't really know, but I think it is. And there are calls to shut this place down because the police say they have responded to more than 200 calls there during the past 3 years, that most of these calls are happening in the middle of the night after midnight, that it's taking an enormous amount of city resources to handle all of this, that there's not adequate parking for the place, and cars are everywhere around there. And they did not vote to shut it down last week, and they've delayed a vote to shut it down this week. Some of the city council members want more information before they shut it down. Now, I didn't mention this to you last week, but about 2.5 years ago, I actually saw this place in action. Now, I did not go in or even stop there, but was driving through that area around 4 o'clock in the morning with someone, and I asked them, yes, sometimes, you're out and about on early morning here, there, and everywhere. And I asked somebody, what is going on over there? Why are there so many cars at 4 o'clock in the morning? Because the place, I think the owner told Lagniappe that he closes, that he was asked when he shuts down every night, when he closes, and the owner told Lagniappe he closes when they stop buying chicken wings. So this place is just imagine living behind it, because there are residents that live right behind. There's a street that goes right behind this nightclub, and there are people there. It looks like they're there all the time. If you were to drive through there in the middle of the night, chances are there's going to be a ton of cars out there. Living behind there would be a nightmare. And I'm trying to figure out why the council has not either shut them down or set some type of conditions, like, yeah, you can keep your license if you shut down at 2 a.m. or 1 a.m. or at midnight or whatever it is. It just, for a resident living in that neighborhood, it would be a nightmare. So But they did have, they had one of the employees showed up and spoke out on behalf of the place, saying that the owner really gives back to the community and sponsors Easter egg hunts and gives money to schools and gives money to just political campaigns and Pritchard. And I think the employee said even has donated to the campaigns of city council people, Mobile City Council people. So we'll see if they shut it down or not. But that'll come up again next week. They didn't shut it down this week. It'll come up again next week on whether or not they shut down Fat Tuesdays there on St. Stephen's Road. Meanwhile, if you're looking for somewhere to get wings at 3 a.m.,
Time Saver Traffic from the Main Street Flooring and Design Traffic Center.
If you're traveling in Milton, watch for an accident with road blockage, Highway 87 at Fortune Road, and watch for congestion developing south on Highway 59. From I-10 to Gulf Shores, it's a 49-minute drive. We have slight delay on the Foley Beach Express. From Highway 59 to Canal Road, it's an 18-minute drive. With Time Saver Traffic, I'm Lisa Baque.
This report is sponsored by Staples. Your local Staples has hot deals and super low prices throughout the store on everything for your business. And right now at Staples, save up to $125 off your print order. Exclusions apply. Visit staples.com/print for details. Ends November 1st. Plus, save even more with the Easy Rewards program at Staples.
Hello, I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News. The Alabama Law Enforcement Agency says a man has died after a crash earlier this month. Aaliyah says 74-year-old James Davis, who was standing on a driveway at the time of the crash and was hit by a falling utility pole, died from his injuries. Investigators say the crash happened when an attachment on a tractor hit an overhead power line and caused a utility pole to fall. It happened on 54, about 2 miles east of Daphne. A local Army veteran's life was cut short in a crash. He's remembered for his unwavering service and the impact he had on those around him. Police say 71-year-old Paul White was on a motorcycle traveling north along I-65 when a driver entering Airport Boulevard lost control. Investigators say White tried to avoid the car, but lost control of his motorcycle. White was fatally injured when his motorcycle crashed. Friends say White stopped by the American Legion Post 88 on Halls Mill the morning of the crash. We're told he was doing what he loved most, taking care of the place and cleaning things up before heading out on his motorcycle. Well, listen up, Parrot Heads. The Meeting of the Minds convention is this week in Baldwin County. It's to honor Gulf Coast native and legendary musician Jimmy Buffett. From Wednesday until Sunday, different bars and restaurants will host artists and events. And for the first time ever, day passes will be available to the public starting Thursday. This is the third year the convention will call Baldwin County home. I'm Cameron Taylor with Fox 10 News on this iHeartRadio station.
This is News Radio 710 WNTM.
Fox News, I'm John Saucier, reporting on day 21 of this government shutdown. A spending bill still not passed the Senate. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer criticizing Republicans, namely Senate Majority Leader John Thune.
Thune called Democrats galling for trying to find bipartisan fix to ACA. What's galling is doing nothing, as 20 million Americans face the prospect of paying thousands and thousands more each year for health insurance.
Leader Thune says that Republicans aren't the ones keeping spending legislation deadlocked in their chamber.
Senate Republicans, House Republicans, and the President of the United States are all in favor of reopening the federal government. In fact, so much so that we've now all voted 11 times to reopen the federal government.
President Trump of the GOP says they're willing to discuss Democrat demands for a deal on extending health care subsidies, but the government must reopen first. America's listening to Fox News.
Uncle Henry. YouTube viewers going to be back on the radio here in about 2.5 minutes. If you're still watching, thank you for doing so. Going to check real quick. Let's see. Thank you all for looking in. What can I tell you while waiting to go back on the radio? I'm going to look for you in the weird news file. Let's see. A 76-year-old woman in Washington, D.C. filed a lawsuit against her neighbor. She claimed that his marijuana smoke from his apartment was making her sick and affecting her sleep. So the Judge Ebony Scott, ruled that even though the man has a legal license to buy and smoke marijuana in Washington, D.C., he doesn't have the right to disrupt his neighbor's life. And so the judge banned him from smoking it inside his apartment. So she won her lawsuit. A guy was smoking dope in his apartment. She didn't like it, and she won her lawsuit. That is not what I would have expected out of Washington, D.C.
Visit causeforalarm.org.
Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. Telephone number if you'd like to call the show with some, 251-479-2723. That's 251-479-2723. Email address, unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. That's unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. So again, I told you about things that happened at today's Mobile City Council meeting. If you want more coverage of that, you can go to YouTube and watch the meeting yourself. It's only an hour long today, but still, if you need it as a sleep aid, you can listen to it as you're trying to drift off to sleep, and you will definitely fall asleep listening to today's meeting. There's plenty of good sleep moments in that meeting today. Again, that's with YouTube, and also you can read about it at the Lagniapp's website, lamyakmobile.com, to find out what happened at the Mobile City Council meeting. Let's see, one more thing from the council meeting. If you've got a traffic ticket that you need to take care of, the city of Mobile is going to have a traffic warrant clinic. And the mayor talked about this today. He says that you can bring your kids. If you want to bring your kids and family to resolve your traffic ticket with you, you can do that. You know, that might be educational, showing your kids how to handle your traffic tickets. Here, this very briefly, here's the mayor explaining this.
We will be hosting a traffic warrant clinic November 7th. It will be led by the legal department and the municipal courts. It's the fourth in a series of free clinics that help resolve outstanding traffic warrants. It's good for citizens, and it's also really helps out our local courts for them to be able to come down and resolve these issues. It's an unintimidating environment.
Unintimidating.
We resolve these minor issues without the fear of anyone that shows up, without fear of them being arrested.
All right, so you can go without getting arrested. Isn't it? And that's a wonder. You know, I've never had to think about this. I realize I've got another blessing in my life, the blessing of not worrying if I'm going to be arrested because I didn't pay a ticket or something.
On November 7th, the clinic is from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Spring Hill Rec Center.
It's going to be a rec center, so that's fun, and it's in and of itself.
Children and family are welcome to come with anybody that chooses to be there.
All right, children and family. You can bring the family. This might, you know what? This might be an opportunity for you on the 7th. You could get grandma. Maybe she doesn't get out often. Get the grandkids and grandma and pile up onto the truck and head on down to the traffic warrant clinic. As he told us, it's absolutely free and you will not get arrested.
Also, registration is required.
Oh, you got to register.
to find out more, go to the cityofmobile.org, go to our website, and it'll give you more information about it.
All right, isn't that wonderful? Isn't it nice? Mobile is just so many amenities. They're dredging the lake at Langham Park, so that'll improve your quality of life. If you have an outstanding ticket, you can go without fear of being arrested with your children and grandma and take care of everything in an unintimidating atmosphere. Isn't this wonderful? Just Mobile is on the way. You know, a lot of people talk about the new arena being built and all those other projects, the new airport, but it's equally exciting to have our lakes dredged and traffic ticket clinics where you don't get arrested. It's just we're really living in a golden age here in Mobile, Alabama. Again, 251-479-2723, the telephone number. That's 251-479-2723. Email address, unclehenry@iheartmedia.com. Now, there's something else. Let's see, I've got a voicemail about international politics. Yeah. Here's some voicemail about a little international politics here on the Uncle Henry Show.
And this here's Buford. Henry, everybody's talking about this here peace accord in the Middle East. I can tell you this, Henry, there will never, ever be peace in the Middle East or anywhere for that matter, simply because of something that Eisenhower warned everybody of, and that was the military-industrial complex. Henry, let me tell you this. I got family that's real smart, a lot smarter than I am.
Really?
I tell you, I guess it might have happened in your family or everybody's family, how the brains all settled on one side and not the other. Well, that happened in my family, Henry.
Now, I'm trying to think in my family. I think we're all about the same. Yeah, I think we've got a ceiling on intellect. But we're good people. We don't have to go to the traffic clinic.
Some very, very, very intelligent relatives, uncles and cousins and such, but I was smarter in other ways than outside of school learning, I reckon. But anyway, I didn't call about that. But Henry, I got a couple of relatives that work in the defense industry.
Really?
Like Raytheon and companies like that. They build rockets for the U.S. militaries.
Wow.
Let me tell you this, Henry. They love them fighting in the Middle East. The Middle East, Henry, is the goose that lays the golden egg for the U.S. government. Henry, there are billions of dollars tied to just one rocket system. Henry, one rocket system makes billions of dollars for a bunch of people. I can guarantee you this, Henry. The thing they fear the most is peace in the Middle East. Because, it's far away enough, and them people are foreign enough to where nobody in the rest of the world really does care if one rocket takes out a whole daggum village in Palestine or whatever they call it nowadays, or the Gaza Strip. But have you ever noticed, Henry, that our wars always stay small? They never get so big to where they have to draft high school graduates at graduation time and really upset the American people. But these wars and conflicts are always just big enough to where they kill enough people to where these defense industry types can make boatloads of money. Anyway, Henry, just a thought. You have a good day.
Buford, thank you for that. I'd like to hear more about your smart relatives in the defense industry. I realize that war is big, big money, some of the biggest money on the planet. So I realize what you're saying is true about many people not rooting for peace simply because there's money to be made in war. Now, there's another thing that may play into this. You're talking about how there won't be peace. There are people that are raised from birth to hate other people. You may have noticed this. You may have read about it or even seen examples of it. But there are some people that are raised from birth to hate other people. In fact, the people that they're raised to hate, in turn, may raise their kids to be on guard and even hate back. So if you've been raised in that, that is hard to turn off. That is hard to deal with in that situation. And you'll notice that often in these Mideast conflicts, things do get stopped short of anyone being declared an outright winner of a conflict. So there's a lot at play there, Buford. But Buford, I appreciate hearing about your smart relatives working for defense contractors. If you have any other stories about that, I'd like to hear them. Voicemail number is 251-216-1976. That's 251-216-1976 to leave a message for the Uncle Henry Show and its listeners. But yeah, Buford, I agree. There's big money in war. And that is something that people can't forget when they're trying to figure out why a conflict might be going on. Why it wouldn't stop. And we're not just the Middle East. All right, the Uncle Henry Show continues. Going to have a quick timeout for traffic, weather, and words from our sponsors, and then more. Uncle Henry Show here on News Radio 710 WNTM. YouTube viewers, thank you for looking at the Uncle Henry Show here on YouTube. Going to be turning the camera off now, but I will be back tomorrow at the regular time with the knife-throwing, harmonica-playing Steve as my special guest. I hope you'll join us. Have a pleasant evening and a pleasant tomorrow.